إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعين به ونستهديه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الخلق أجمعين سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين حبيب رب العالمين سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وآل بيته ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين اللهم اجمعنا معهم يا أرحم الراحمين. Today's khutbah, it's about Ramadan, but from a different angle. We always have to remind ourselves and each other about the benefit of those great seasons, those holy days, those special moments that Allah Azza wa Jal has descended upon us. قال الله تعالى يا أيها الذين آمنوا يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون. Allah Azza wa Jal is calling us, is talking to us and reminding us that Allah have obliged us to do siyam, to do fasting. And that was not only for Ummat Muhammad, the followers of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, al-Muslimun. It was obliged by the nations before you, before us, since the beginning of this universe. Siyam. So today we will learn what is Siyam about, not the regular way. And I've named the khutbah today a very different topic. It's going from slavery to freedom. And this is one of the most important lessons that we take from Ramadan. We are all slaves. We are slaves in a way that we want and sometimes in a way that we don't want. Number one, we are slaves to Allah Azza wa Jal, servants to His orders. So we have to be the good servants, Ibadullah. Proudly we serve Allah and we are the slaves of Allah's orders. But that is willingly. Now unwillingly, we are slaves of our habits, of our desires, of our daily routine, of our attraction or hobbies. This is the slavery where Ramadan will free you from, and only if you've worked on your niyyah, your intention, your connection with Allah Azza wa Jal. So number one, before getting into Ramadan, you have to fix your intention. You have to fix your niyyah. You have to close your eyes and stay a moment with yourself and saying, this Ramadan, I'm going to be free from the slavery that I chose willingly. Example, we are slaves for certain habits of eating. And we all know that food is the number one desire over every other desire. The number one need. Food, then shelter, then marrying. Then people can spend millions of dollars if they are striving to death for a meal. Food. But they're not going to spend millions of dollars for getting married, or millions of dollars to gain education, But for food, subhanallah. So the best training time for us to control our desires and move from the slavery of habits to the freedom of choice, where you choose and you're free. I'm free, I can eat or not eat anytime. Ramadan is the month where you can learn that. I am free that I will not fall in the trap of shaitan by delaying salah. Ramadan teaches you to do salah on time. Many people, subhanallah, they do not practice salah 5 times a day regularly. But in Ramadan, subhanallah, where shayateen and jinn are chained and the waswas al-khannas has no power over you, so Allah gave you that support and puts you in the freedom of choice and no slavery anymore to any habit. We are in Ramadan, we don't tend to go out a lot and go watch movies or restaurants. In Ramadan, Shahrul Ibadah, we feel so spiritual. And that spirituality gives you the real freedom. 3 things we want to tackle so fast in the last 5 minutes of the khutbah. Fasting is not only stop of eating and drinking. Fasting, you have to leave and stop doing every haram that you do before Ramadan. This is the real fasting. And as we've learned from this ayah, لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ, it is the real purpose of Ramadan is taqwa. And taqwa, it means you have to stay away from anything that Allah Azza wa Jal asks you to leave, or it is haram. And one of the Sahaba said, the taqwa is as if you're walking barefooted on a field of broken glass or spines or those ashwak. You are going to be so careful not to step over anything that could injure your feet or foot. This is how you will deal with whatever Allah has told you to avoid. And Ramadan helps you to do that. So number 1, fast not only from food and drinking, but also from the haram or the, according to some people, the makruh, the little haram. It doesn't matter how small or big is that haram. What matters is it is done against who? The Almighty Allah Azza wa Jal. Above and beyond every, size you would imagine. So that is a great training. So fast, stay away. Your spirit and body should stay away from haram. And the second point is, it's the chance to get closer to Allah with the best of ibadat. A lot of people, including myself, we tend to forget to do qiyam al-layl, at-tahajjud, where Allah Azza wa Jalla in the last third of every night through the year goes down to the first heaven, first sky, and asks, who wants anything so I can give? Who's making dua so I can give istijaba? Who is in trouble so I can relieve his trouble? And only those who are awake doing dua in that last third of each night, they are the ones who will win this gift and support from Allah Azza wa Jal. So it's time to free yourself from the slavery of getting addicted to sleeping. Whether you sleep late or night, when you sleep, you don't want to wake up. Allah make it easy on you in Ramadan to wake up and join jama'ah in the masjid or jama'ah at home, especially in the closure that we have. May Allah elevate this calamity. So the second, as we said, is at-taqarrub ila Allah, be close to Allah and make more ibadah, especially those ibadah such as qira'at Quran. Many people do not have the habit of daily Quran. And I don't like to call it a habit because it's a ibadah. But a positive habit that with a good intention becomes a ibadah. Read Quran daily. In Ramadan, very seldom you find a Muslim who knows his Islam is not reading Quran on daily basis. This is the freedom from the slavery of staying away from the Quran. You are a slave of everything else, WhatsApp group, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, name it. Now it's time to free yourself from that type of slavery, the bad habits, and become the real servant of Allah Azza wa Jal. Read Quran daily, at least 1 juz'ah. And the third thing is Ramadan shahru at-taghyir, the month of change. The month of migration from bad to good. Subhanallah, ulama, the scholars, Muslims and non-Muslims alike, those who have studied the habit of change and the social being of people, they said it requires 30 days to acquire a new habit and leave a bad one. A real change, subhanallah. So when you become so strong in Ramadan by changing your food habit, your sleeping habit, your Quran reading habit, your sadaqah habit. Most people forget to do sadaqah on daily basis before and after Ramadan. But in Ramadan, you feel that with the support of Allah Azza wa Jal, they just want to spend fi sabilillah and win the best of reward, because the reward in Ramadan is multiplied more and more than any other month. So the change. Consider Ramadan the month of change, the season of change, opportunity of change. Who among us thinks that I have accomplished everything in life? Who among us thinks that there is nothing in me wrong that requires change? None. None, unless you're an angel. This is the month of change. شهر التغيير. So how can I change? Tawbah, thabat, takhtit. Make these targets. I have to ask forgiveness. Daily we do not, even when we say astaghfirullah, it's not enough. You have to remember what you did wrong in the last year or since you were born and do real tawbah. So you have to clean the clothes, clean your dish before you put new food. Clean your heart before you put new ibadah with tawbah. Thabat, you have to fight any desire. Ramadan, there are desires. Shayateen are chained down, but you have your internal desire that will tell you always sleep more. You know, you're waiting for food and you're kind of sometimes not comfortable with the act of siyam. Fight that and stay constant. When you do something for 30 days, willingly, happily, with power, that is thabat. You're standing on a unrocky ground. And takhtit, plan that whatever habits you take with you from Ramadan, the new things you've learned, the real change. How can you know that you're a winner? How would you know that Allah have accepted from you? If you maintain those great new habits after Ramadan. This is one of the great signs. If you do Qiyamul Layl every day in Ramadan, and then from Eid, subhanallah, we go out, we party, we sleep, and we never wake up. Did you really learn from Ramadan? Or do you think that Allah, the Rabb of Ramadan, is not the Rabb of Sha'ban and Shawwal and the rest of the year? Be careful, brothers and sisters. Be careful that the same Allah that you worship in Ramadan, He is the same Allah available through the year. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم فيفوز المستغفرين فاستغفروه. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله أما بعد. I will quote this from Dr. Amjad, and I wish he will forgive me because I did not ask his permission, although I know his generosity. He named Ramadan a beautiful, he explained Ramadan in one beautiful way, that he says, رمضان دورة إنقاذ إلهية إجبارية نتخرج منها بشهادة مكتوب عليها قد عرفت فالزم. Ramadan is considered a training session, a training month, where Allah has made obligatory on us, imposed on us, and we graduate from this training session in Ramadan with a certificate. That on the certificate it's written, قد عرفت فالزم. You have learned, so stay attached with what you've learned. You have enjoyed, so keep enjoying with which have you enjoyed. It is indeed a training month for us, for a change. So may Allah Azza wa Jal make us among those who do take this opportunity. And first we make dua that we reach Ramadan healthy, in the best of status. We enjoy ibadah in Ramadan, and we continue take this great ibadah, great rahmah with us till the end of the year. Allahumma ighfir lana warhamna wahdina wahdi bina. Allahumma arhamna fawqa al-ardi wa tahta al-ardi wa yawma al-ardi alayk. Allahumma arham amwat al-muslimin warham ahya al-muslimin. Allahumma ij'alna nuqabiluka wa anta radin anna. Allahumma لا تأخذنا إليك إلا وأنت راض عنا. اللهم احشرنا مع محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم في عليين. اللهم من غير سابقة عذاب. اللهم اغفر لنا ولأولادنا ولزوجاتنا ولآبائنا ولأمهاتنا. اللهم اجعلنا بارين بآبائنا وأمهاتنا، واجعل أبناءنا بارين بنا. اللهم اجعلنا هادين مهديين لا ضالين ولا مضلين. اللهم اغفر لنا. اللهم اجعل هذا الجمع جمعا مرحوما، وتفرقنا من بعده تفرقا معصوما، ولا تجعل منا ولا معنا محروما ولا مأثوما يا رب العالمين. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم، وأقم الصلاة.